Hello everybody, this is Muhammad Asim Shoaib presenting his master's thesis work on assessment of flood using geospatial technique. Basically, it is quantitative type of research, simulation based research. So what did I do is I actually get inspired from very recent flood in 2014 where we lost around 500 million US dollars and around 400 lives. So that news on media really inspired me to carry out this research. So I selected that study area with objectives with hydrodynamic modeling using GIS, and then preparing the flood extent maps so that we can, based on the recent flooding, we can address the future extreme flood events so that we can prepare for that. Here is the methodology, quite long. Let me explain in steps forward. Basically, I have developed a hydrodynamic model. You can see 2014 flood that inspired me is the calibration scenario, and 2006 flood is the validation scenario. Here, this line diagram is showing 209 kilometer of reach of river Chenab, second largest river of Pakistan. So here I modeled it for 10 days. That is the flood period of that, and upstream boundary condition as discharge hydrographs, and downstream boundary condition as stage hydrograph, and calibrated and validated my model at 2 gauging stations in between. You can see the locations. So statistical performance of my model is very satisfactory, rather more than fine. You can see the values, and based on once I calibrated and validated my model, I have developed some additional scenarios based on the 2014 flood as standard. I normalized and make the other scenarios like 50-year return period, 100-year return period, and 200-year return period flood. Because due to the climate change scenarios, its projections, we can say that this flooding event can be more severe in future, right? So for that, I have developed some scenarios, and here it is. You can see the L section of my model for 2014 flood. And once I did calibrated and validated, I ran all the modeling scenarios and get the results, make the results in a separate file, kept them, and then exported it, imported again in the ArcGIS. And here I have plotted the extent maps. This is the for 2014 flood extent and depth map, and this is for one of the scenarios here in green color, that is the 400-year return period flood. So we can see here for the comparison, to be mentioned, I did not show other scenarios due to the lack of space, but here we can make comparison that for example, here in 2014 flood, this area was safe. But if this flood is more severe due to maybe climate change things, this area is coming under flood. So we have to take care of this area for safety in future. And likewise, here you can see, here the flood control system is protecting this area. But if flood is increased, here you can see this